I normally do not answer calls from numbers I do not recognize. It just is usually a bad idea and a waste of time, especially since the large majority of them are from computers now. Back in the day, I used to answer them and have conversations with people because I know that people who are still out there dialing for dollars, cold calling complete strangers to sell something is not an easy job, and it's actually the type of person who has a mindset to be really successful in my business. So I just happened to be doing something, and I picked up a call that I thought was from somebody else, and it happened to be another one of those cold callers. This happened today, a few minutes ago. And it was some guy, I can't remember what his name was. He said he was calling from Mexico, but I know that's not where he was calling from. I know he was in a call center somewhere. And he started telling me about this great deal for a vacation package in Cancun, Mexico, to take my lovely wife or girlfriend for a 6-day, all expenses paid, whatever, for a really good price, like $600-700, whatever. Now here's what I do. If I do happen to speak to a human being who is cold calling me, trying to sell me something on the phone, I will give them my absolute full attention and respect. I always can build a powerful relationship by the nature of my responses. I'm not just quiet. He said, how you doing? I said, I am outstanding, or something like that. And then his first question out the gate was, my records show that you're a golfer. And I just started laughing. And I said, golfer, wow, that is a stretch of the imagination, but I guess I've touched a club or two in my lifetime. And he liked that. He asked me if I was a golfer. I said, well, I've played golf, but it's probably been about 5-6 years since I touched my clubs. But your records show that I'm a golfer, so I guess I'm a golfer. What do you have to? How can I help you today? And he told me about his place and how beautiful it was, and how exclusive it was. He also said, just to give you a reference to the type of jokes that I use to build rapport, he said, yeah, and Jacques Cousteau says it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I say, you are way too young to use a Jacques Cousteau reference. And he said, how old do you think I am? I said, well, maybe I'm wrong. You sound younger than, you may be older than you sound. But Jacques Cousteau, man, that dude's been dead for decades. So it's just those type of, I'm talking to people like they're a long lost friend, like I'm interested in what they're saying, and I am. I let him do his whole thing, even after telling him, man, I appreciate your offer. I do a lot of traveling. I'm definitely not focused on taking a vacation because I'm focused on building the business, but I appreciate your call. And he kept talking, well, and he had great benefits, and we really target, and he kept talking. And talking. So, he has the drive and the initiative, but the sales skills to identify somebody who is not their client. I'm not going to be overcome from my objections. There's still some work that needs to be done from his skill standpoint, but I'm sure he was just happy to get somebody on the phone who's willing to have a conversation as opposed to the no answers and the hang-ups that he gets probably 90-something% of the time. So near the very end of his conversation, he was still talking. I said, what's your name again? He told me. And I said, do me a favor, grab a pen. I want you to write something down. Tell me when you're ready. He said, I'm ready. I said, 925-922-9000. Read that back to me. He read it back to me. That is my number, by the way. And I said, Stephen. Write Stephen next to it. And I said, I normally don't answer calls from numbers I don't recognize, but I just happened to pick your call up by mistake. So who knows, maybe the universe is just telling me that I need to talk to you. I highly respect someone who does what you do. The fact that you're out there smiling and dialing, making these cold calls, getting hung up on all the time, having people not talk to you, man, you're like my hero, and I appreciate all that you do. I'm not your guy for this deal. Even though I know it's amazing, but I'm not your guy on this. But let me tell you, I work with people like you who have a mindset for success, who have a high level desire, and I help you guys be successful. And I I strongly recommend that you call me. I know they say these calls are monitored, even I know no one listens to them. And on your own time, for you, I dare you. I dare you to call me. Now, I rarely put this offer out there, but maybe 1 out of 200-300 people who I say this to actually call me back, so who knows, maybe you'll be that person. I dare you to call me and have a conversation and see what I might have to say. Because anybody who does what you do could be hugely successful doing what I do or maybe some other stuff. So you should call me. We should have a conversation. And I wish him a great day, and I went on. Now, full transparency, I should have gone one step further and said, "You going to call me?" And basically lock him into either doing or not doing it. I didn't do that. I'll do that in the future. But I just want to give, document what I do with people, because it's all about having conversations with people who you might be able to help. And anybody who can get on a call and make hundreds and hundreds of calls a day, get through to mostly nobody, the people who they get through, hang up on them right away or not positive to them, I will be the best call this person probably has ever had in the history of his calling, outside of the people who actually buy what he's selling. And I made an impression. Whether or not he calls me, I don't know. All I know is I had another conversation with another positive person who, if he actually reached out to me and we have a conversation, the timing is right and all those things work out, I could change his life. That's all I do every single day. Just want to document this. Have an amazing day. Make some connections.